Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. It's Wednesday the 30th of December. Thanks again for watching. Now, as always, we can send you an email when these videos are updated. Just send us a blank email to generalweather-subscribe at weatherweb.net. That's generalweather-subscribe at weatherweb.net, and we can send you an alert when the video is updated. Don't forget to subscribe via YouTube as well, and that means that you also get notifications. But the best way to do it is to send us that email, generalweather-subscribe at weatherweb.net, and that ensures that you never miss one. Now, I was talking yesterday about rainfall totals, and the day before, and about putting them in context with things that have gone on in the past. This was sent to me, as you know, by John Milner, and I didn't know yesterday who the source was. Well, it's actually the UK Met Office that published this series of figures on their blog. So it's a thanks to them for publishing those very, very wet conditions, as you can see. However, mini rant coming up today, because this chart appeared on the BBC News website this morning. Now, it says the source is the Met Office, talks about record-breaking rainfall, and gives us total rainfall from the 1st to the 28th of December. And that's all very well. It also gives us a standard average period of 1981 to 2010. But what it doesn't do for these stations is tell us when they first started recording. You'll notice that the data that we put up yesterday actually says that there are notes here on the records. So if the records were limited, then it tells us so. For example, Capel Curig there, you see, started recording in 1994. Well, the problem we have is that the BBC website puts that on there as record rainfall, but makes absolutely no reference to when the station started to record. And it just comes up with an artificially constructed figure of a 1981 to 2010 average for Capel Curig. Now, you have to put a big question mark on that. That data actually is totally useless when comparing it back to a 1981-2010 average, because that average isn't for that station at Capel Curig, because it only started recording in 1994. If that's not the case, then it should be made clear here that the date that those records go back to. So we're going to be very, very careful when we're using this data. And the other one that stands out here as well is the Glasgow figure, Glasgow Bishopton, again making reference to record rainfall and the previous rainfall record. Well, the problem is that according to this piece of data, Glasgow Bishopton's records only start in 1999, so you're only looking at a 16-year record at best. So I'd expect better from the BBC really here. They should really be saying when these records go back to, rather than sensationalise it like this. I mean, if my rainfall station opened last year, then actually this is a record-breaking year. But if it opened 200 years ago, that puts a different slant on it. That's not to say that it's not been very wet. It has. And again, I don't want to drag away any of the importance and the focus from those poor people who've been flooded out. But we need to get our statistical data right before we can deal with the causes of the floods and what we can do to try and prevent them happening in the future. Although I think with the huge rainfall totals that we've seen, there's actually very little that could be achieved. Okay, on with the forecast. Now, over the next few days, these charts from weatheronline.co.uk, it's the GFS model. Things do become dry for a wee while, but then we get more rain coming on. Saturday, look, another system into the west of the UK, then yet another one coming through later on in the weekend, and really these lows staying with us into next week. You just see they're running through actually how much low pressure there is. It's just interesting to see the model consistently tries to get high pressure built in various places. It tries to do something, particularly heading into the middle of the month. That's 13th of January. So there are hints still of changes trying to take place. But while the jet stream is in this sort of position, that's the jet stream for this afternoon. That's the jet stream in 15 days' time. You're very limited, really, on being able to prevent these areas of low pressure developing and heading through us. Last night's Frank was an amazing one, really, with explosive cyclogenesis as it came out at the left exit region of that jet stream. That was the reason why it just deepened off so quickly. It got the perfect recipe, really. It gorged itself on the atmosphere and deepened off very quickly. Total rainfall for the coming week looking like this. This is predicted rainfall. Just look at those totals. I mean, you do have to treat them cautiously from the models, but we're looking widespread, 100 millimetres plus, affecting the western parts of the country.